One time when I was in line at a Starbucks, an older lady was standing behind me and noticed my nails were painted. She asked if my little sister painted them and I said, "No, I did." She then waited till I was leaving the line with my drink to tell me homosexuality was a sin. Like, shut your sloppy toppy silly moppy John Cena can't touch me glaucoma can't see when you pee spill the tea come at me fake hotline bling Drake flat ass with no cake for fuck's sake built like a rake frosted flake second take push the brake. Looks like a snakehead ass. Ugly ass moo eat grass can't even pass large mass built like an ass don't show up for class lactose intolerant has gas. You blow smell like pizza dough can't grow Alabama fucked your bro built like a toe skinny like a bow hair white like snow but you don't know dementia on the brain ho. I then left with my grande caramel macchiato. One time I was coming to school and it smelled like weed. Straight up weed. By the way, I was in 7th grade. As soon as I walked inside the gym, it got worse and I started to get a little high myself. Turns out, 3 kids smoked weed in the boys' bathroom and 1 tried spraying Axe to keep it from smelling. A few months ago, my friend was threatened by an anonymous user for his address to be exposed if he didn't send a video of him saying explicit stuff. We found out who threatened him and it was one of the kids who smoked pot who sent my friend a picture of you know what. We got his address and exposed his naughty pictures. Then he got his goob-looking ass from Meet the Robinsons crusty musty smellin' have an ass deformed M&M small PP have an ass big forehead dyslexic stupid asshole beat the hell up after we exposed him and got expelled. I had a birthday sleepover with my friend group and there was one girl I really hated. Like fucking despised. But I had to invite her cause I didn't want to start drama. After my sleepover, my friends told me she was talking about me and my family every time I left the room. So when she hosted the sleepover, I went to her bathroom, took her expensive skincare, and filled that shit with air freshener and Windex. Basically any chemical I could find under the sink. The next time we saw her, she said her face was too itchy and it kept getting redder. Then she disappeared the next week. So it turns out she had to go on heavy medication to fix her breakouts. She still doesn't know and she had to change her whole skincare routine. This one time I was in class. My teacher Mrs. Smith saw me wearing shorts with fishnet pantyhose. She called me a hooker and fat and said I shouldn't be wearing it. Who the fuck did she think she was speaking to? Little did she know I was a bad bitch. Period. Anyways, Mrs. Smith, you're a fucking fishy nasty smell like a big juicy plump pile of fresh cow shit. Bitch, you belong in a zoo. Oh yeah, the fucking cow exhibit is open. They're expecting you. Saggy titty ass bitch. When I was in like 4th grade, the teacher fucking hated me so much for no damn reason. Like, I'm not fucking kidding, her Barney looking flat ass would always get me in trouble. One day I decided to bring my Pokemon cards to school. Later that day, me and another girl, let's call her Diane, were working on an assignment together when she said, "Go get your Pokemon cards from your backpack." I didn't think much of it and just went to get them. I got the cards and put them in my desk. Later I went to go to the bathroom and when I came back, Diane and her fucking nosy ass was playing with my Pokemon cards without even asking me first. I was like, what the fuck? So I grabbed them from her hand. And then you know what happened next. My teacher with her fat Mr. Krabs built body saw me and walked over and told me I had a detention. She basically made a whole ass scene over the damn cards. It was so fucking stupid, like OMG. I wrote my bitch of a teacher a note explaining to her that it was Diane and her nosy ass that took the cards and I was just trying to put them away. But when she read the note, she made another fucking scene about how I was trying to put the blame on the bitch Diane when it was really all fucking Diane's fault. I am sorry, but I am just so fucking pressed to this day because the whole fault was Diane's and this fucking fat ass Mr. Krabs deformed Barney looking head ass bitch of a teacher didn't believe in me and said I was just putting the blame on her. This was years ago and I'm still so fucking pressed.
One day I was going to get booby implants because I was embarrassed of my mosquito bite titties. I went to this doctor in an alleyway who said he'd do it for cheap. I only paid $100 and then I went home. They looked pretty good so I thought I got a bargain. The next day I woke up and my boobies were blue but I thought that was natural bruising that everyone gets after surgery. I hopped in the shower even though he said you aren't supposed to, but I smelled like juiced camel hump so I had to shower. While I was showering my boobies were hurting really badly and it was making me nauseous. All of a sudden my booby implants fell right out of my boobs onto the shower floor. I looked at my boobies to see the stitches completely undone and I could see inside of me. I was passing out so I called my husband who was in the bedroom over the bathroom. Next thing you know I woke up in a hospital already stitched up and everything. The doctor told me the booby implants were cheap and poisonous, that's why they were blue and I felt nauseous. He said the doctor also used sewing thread instead of surgical thread and that's why they unstitched. I'm better now.
One day I was fishing with my dad as we did this quite often. He bought a new boat and fishing rods for Christmas and it was sort of a present for the both of us. We decided to go down a little further of the lake than we usually would because it was said that's where catfish are. As soon as I threw my line in and it sunk to the bottom, my rod immediately went off and I grabbed it. What I am about to explain will haunt me for the rest of my life and the image will never leave my sight ever. I wound up my rod and pulled in a severed human leg, all bitten up and chewed by previous fish. My dad screamed and we called the police to tell them about our catch. The leg belonged to a woman who went missing very recently. It was that recent that the police said if it were old the leg wouldn't even be there. The fish would have eaten it in 3 days. It was on the news and everything and it became our story to tell new people and family. We didn't go back to that lake anymore in case we run into that murderer and wind up like her. One day me and my classmates were on a Zoom call with our teacher for science. We kept writing WAP in the chat and our teacher had enough and said, "What is WAP? Why does everyone keep saying it?" This guy in our class said it stands for work and paper. The guy said we were doing our WAP right now and our teacher said great. Our teacher then said, "Jennifer, show me your WAP right now." We all started laughing and our teacher was confused. He kept saying, "Why won't you show me your WAP?" We were all dying from laughter and our teacher got upset and left the Zoom call. We all sat there kinda speechless and we all just sorta left one by one after. And I went back to school after they reopened and had English first period. We were all talking about WAP and our English teacher said, "What does WAP mean?" The class went silent and I said out loud, "It stands for write a poem." My teacher said that's a brilliant idea and she wouldn't stop saying WAP after. The next day we go back to school to see WAP posters in every English classroom saying write a poem. This girl told the teacher after class what it really meant but the school kept them up because they liked the posters and what they stood for.
Back in 9th grade, this fat, ugly, rotten, yellow teeth, tusky, musky skin, greasy nose but dry forehead, mosquito bite tits bitch named Chloe would always eat Cheetos in class and then touch everything with her crusty sausage fingers. She sat next to me and was of course shoving her face with Cheetos because that's all this land whale does. She picked up my phone to check the time without even asking me and she got her blubber all over my phone. So I smacked my 1,000-page half-a-tree trunk with branches included ass textbook in her face and she started choking on her Cheetos. The fat bitch washed it down with some Pepsi and then told the teacher on me. He told her to sit down because she shouldn't be eating in class anyways.
In 2016, when the clown pandemic was around, my brother thought it would be funny if he dressed up as a clown and terrorized our school. We arrived separately and he walked in shortly after I did and he started to scream and run around the school halls like a maniac and the school went into lockdown and the police came and body slammed him into the floor and tasered him like 3 times. He took his mask off and started crying and he pissed himself all in the meanwhile the entire school was watching him roll around in his own piss. He got expelled and now he has severe depression.
I was always scared of razors so I never shaved my kahuchi pazuchi and I decided that it went too far. I had so much kitty lip hair it looked like I had a bulge. I took a brand new razor and started to shave my fuji top without any water or soap or shaving cream. I did that to dry. Anyways, I bled a lot but I thought it was normal so I went to bed. I woke up the next morning with a blood-filled bed and warts all over my Kazuchi Makucha. I got scared and walked into my mom's room naked and crying and she screamed and took me to the doctors. I got an infection and now it looks like my poo survived the nuclear